David, we have not talked about Tesla.
No, we haven't.
And 3 million cars.
And there's 37 minutes have gone by. We haven't mentioned Musk.
No, I just thought it was important to go over him because he's supposed to be good for your numbers when you talk about him. Actually, Tesla is a bellwether.
Tell me.
An important bellwether of retail investing. That's why you follow it. You don't follow it because of whatever he says. You follow it as a way to be able to talk about the animal spirits of the retail investor.
You also follow it because it's almost back to being a $1 trillion company.
Buy some stock in Tesla.
In this video, Jim Cramer talks Tesla retail stock investors, Jordan Peterson is trying to put me out of a job, and Tesla stock surges higher again in a shockingly unpredictable turn of events that really makes me wish I'd been buying Tesla stock with every spare cent over the last 3 months. So, let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store, so check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. Well, I am really surprised. Tesla stock is up again. Who could have seen this coming? Definitely not me. I really wish I was not waiting to buy the dip. I really wish I did not believe the FUD. I really wish I just used my brain and did some thinking. Unfortunately, I did not do those things, and therefore I have not been buying Tesla stock with every spare cent over the last 3 months, and therefore I missed out on a great opportunity. If only I'd been greedy when others were fearful. Tesla stock up today, another 3%, closing well over $900 per share. Market cap fast approaching $1 trillion yet again. A little bit of context here. Over the last 6 months, Tesla stock up 0.5%. However, it's been a very bumpy ride. I just want to emphasize here, since the peak closing price in April this year, Tesla stock crashed approximately 50% before rebounding, what do you fucking know, about 50%. I just want to emphasize this 3-month period, give or take. Every time Tesla stock comes back from all-time highs, you've got a bunch of virgins short Tesla stock in the comments, oh, look, you sucked in, oh, you're going bankrupt, every fucking time. And then we fast forward X amount of time and suddenly, well, who's laughing now? Not the virgins. You guys understand, right? Look on screen right now. Between Tesla's bottom closing price, 24th of May this year until the 15th of August, as I record this, Tesla stock has rebounded almost 50%. It's up $300. Still, of course, in my opinion, the best risk-adjusted opportunity that I'm aware of in the stock market. And I really do mean that.
Buy some stock in Tesla.
Tesla stock year to date, down well over 20%. Of course, there's a very obvious explanation as to why Tesla stock is down over 20% year to date. It's because their demand is collapsing. Their wait times are collapsing. Their margins are collapsing. Oh, hang on, no. The opposite is true. Oh, I know. It's because the competition has finally come all over Tesla instead of themselves. Oh, wait, no, that didn't happen. Oh, I know. It's because legacy automotive manufacturers are announcing their $5 billion nickel supply contract. Wait, no, that was Tesla as well. Oh, I know. It's because Lucid have successfully ramped up their Tesla killer that... Oh, wait, no, that didn't happen either. Oh, wait, I finally figured it out. Why is Tesla stock down over 20% year to date? The bell curve. Let's move on. Today, the Nasdaq 100 up 0.75%. Apple stock up almost the same amount. Amazon stock down 0.25%. Alphabet stock up 1/3%. Rivian stock down over 4%. Lucid Motors stock up 0.5%. Speaking of the bell curve, Nikola stock down over 1.5%. And the ARK flagship innovation ETF up 1/3%. Now, we're over on Twitter. Great tweet from Gary Black here. Hedge Fund 13F filings are due today. I wouldn't be surprised to see more new Tesla positions besides Soros Fund Management, $20 million position in Tesla stock. Given huge year-to-date positive revisions in terms of earnings revisions and so on, several catalysts and cheap valuation on 2023 EPS, which is 38.7 times Gary's 2023 EPS of $24. And while I agree with Gary's sentiment, it is also a little bit laughable that one of the primary reasons that some of the big hedge funds would be investing in Tesla stock is because of the analyst consensus estimates for Tesla this year rather than doing their own thinking. But he's right. It's laughable, but this is the way that much of Wall Street works. Another tweet from Gary Black here. Tesla stock has now reclaimed its $926 level as I expected. Today's move higher is due to Nasdaq strength rather than any change in Tesla. That said, I expect Tesla to remain strong into next Thursday's 3-to-1 stock split, macro permitting. Quote, those who say Tesla is losing EV share are conflating supply and demand. I think what Gary's suggesting here is that they don't have quite a sufficient supply of intelligence versus the demand necessary to actually figure out what's going on. In Q2, Tesla lost around 70,000 units because Shanghai was shut down due to the plague. If you add back the 70,000 deliveries that were lost to Tesla's Q2 deliveries, and then add back 70,000 to EV industry sales, Tesla's 2Q EV share was about 20.1%. In other words, Tesla's still managing to maintain their market share. Please don't tell Gordon Johnson. And one final tweet from Gary Black, because why not? Tis the season. Tesla typically runs from August to December. The average since 2017 during this period of time is up 53% versus the NASDAQ 100 up 6%. Now, just want to take a moment here. We're getting into pseudo-religious territory here. Don't get me wrong. A recurring theme, a pattern, it's worth paying attention to. And by the way, given where Tesla is today versus intrinsic value and execution, I actually think it's going to run again. But I think this may be more of a coincidence than a recurring theme. But like I said, we are going to see this happen again, in my opinion. As street estimates catch up with reality. Well, let me just quickly correct that. As street estimates move incrementally closer, but still are nowhere near actual reality. Progress in the right direction, but I really don't think Wall Street, anytime, at least in the next few years, is going to come close to reality with their estimates on Tesla. Of course, I'd love to be wrong, but I do generally find it hard to imagine that suddenly, out of absolutely nowhere, Wall Street will finally start figuring it the fuck out and stop underestimating Tesla. And investors start looking at next year's PEs, which for Tesla look downright cheap. 2023 P of 37.5 versus 2022 P of 68.2%. Tesla stock literally outruns its multiple, and Gary shares a shot here. What we're looking at, left to right, January to December, top to bottom, 2016 at the bottom, all the way up to the current year. Green, Tesla stock up that month. Red, Tesla stock down that month. And there is a bit of a trend here. The left half of this chart, there's a hell of a lot more red in the first half of the year versus the second half of the year. This will be fun. Let me know in the comments below. Of the remaining months in 2022, including this one, August, in how many of these months will Tesla be up? There's 5 months left. Are we going to be 5 from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0? Let me know your guess in the comments below.
Buy some stock in Tesla.
Who is that guy and why does he keep saying that? And now over to everybody's favorite stock slut.
David, we have not talked about Tesla.
No, we haven't.
And 3 million cars.
And there's 37 minutes have gone by. We haven't mentioned Musk.
No, I just thought it was important to go over him because he's supposed to be good for your numbers when you talk about him. Okay, we've done that.
Kind of funny, not going to lie. Although this was tongue-in-cheek, Jim Cramer does actually have a point. I do want to make a slight observation. It was just a few years ago when literally no one, apart from people on the autism spectrum, engineering nerds, and tech geeks, gave a flying fuck about Elon Musk, Tesla, anything the guy had anything at all to do with. But something changed. I'm wondering, ladies and gentlemen, if we can maybe identify what exactly changed, maybe by looking at the price of Tesla stock since IPO. Just for some historical context, I started this YouTube channel November 2019, Tesla stock around $66 a share. And apart from the Ride the Lightning podcast, Tesla Daily, and a few other folks, many of whom weren't even on YouTube at this point in time, there wasn't a whole lot of conversation happening about Elon Musk or Tesla, really. So what changed? Part of me wonders, maybe it's possible that Tesla stock up nearly 1,300% in that period of time drew a few more eyeballs to not only Tesla but also Elon Musk. Or maybe I'm just imagining things. But I can remember a time where nobody was talking about Elon or Tesla. But as we can see now on YouTube, a simple... oops, wrong tab. Yeah, there we go. That was awkward. Good thing I can edit that out. As we can see now, a simple search on YouTube just for Tesla, not even Elon Musk. A ton of content. Tesla Daily dropping another video less than an hour ago. I could just keep going on and on and on and on and on. Just in the last 24 hours, we have so much Tesla content, it is an absolute joke. The same is true of Elon Musk. Just today, dozens upon dozens upon dozens, if not hundreds of videos uploaded on Elon Musk. I mean, look, not making this shit up. Try and find this same level of content back in 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15. Doesn't exist. You did it, Mary, you led. So Jim Cramer does actually have a valid point. Elon Musk or Tesla equals clicks. And everyone, and I mean everyone, has jumped on the bandwagon. There's some super pathetic clickbait channels whose sole purpose is to deceive idiots into clicking their videos, like these wankers with the Tesla Pi phone. I'm not going to name names. If you guys are familiar with YouTube, you search regularly for Tesla, you'll have seen these same pieces of shit as well. And I do mean pieces of shit. Deceiving people, misleading, lying, putting false things in your headlines. Elon Musk reveals a new Tesla phone. Fucking idiots.
Let's talk about
You saw 3 million cars, right?
Well, you don't have to say anything beyond it.
Excuse me.
Actually, Tesla is a bellwether.
Tell me.
An important bellwether of retail investing. That's why you follow it. You don't follow it because of whatever he says. You follow it as a way to be able to talk about the animal spirits of the retail investor.
Interesting thought here from Jim Cramer. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys agree? By the way, just in case you don't know the definition of a bellwether, I'm sure there's a few people like, what the fuck does that even mean? Allow me to quote. In economics, a bellwether is a leading indicator of an economic trend. Sociologists apply the term in the active sense to a person or group of people, aka Tesla retail investors, who tend to create, influence, or set trends. I think Jim might be onto something. I will tell you for sure. In terms of a leading indicator, I believe Tesla retail stock investors are certainly a leading indicator of what Wall Street will eventually figure the fuck out years down the track. And this can either be interpreted as an indictment on the competence of Wall Street, or the lack thereof, or praise at how intelligent and smart all of the Tesla stock retail investors really are. Or maybe both.
Buy some stock in Tesla.
Follow it because it's almost back to being a $1 trillion company.
So, well, the reason I'm bringing it up,
one
David,
of the by far largest companies in the world.
David, the reason I'm bringing it up is if you are Brett Taylor,
yes,
co-CEO of Salesforce, but chairman.
Correct. Co-CEO of Salesforce,
Twitter.
Chairman of Twitter, who is at the center of dealing with Mr. Musk and his.
And you'd probably like to end this before Dreamforce, but you can't do that. So, David, is this good or bad if you're Twitter that the Tesla stock keeps going higher?
I think it's good if you're Twitter because I think it makes it more likely that Musk will say, you know what, fine, I'll pay this ticket. Well, let's move on. Let's settle. I'll give you $50. Will you take 50? And maybe if you're that bored. Right now, you're like, no, we're going to nail you. We are going to take you to court and crush you. But you probably should be thinking, all right, I can close that deal pretty darn quickly.
My question is, David, time frame.
But I can put it quickly.
Time frame of this.
Yeah.
Now. Time frame is now.
No, not quite. LVMH, they didn't start really until they took depositions. Arnault is like, no thanks.
Arnault's the best, and we don't talk about it.
And so, when they start to depose people, by the way, they've subpoenaed everybody, Twitter.
I know, I haven't gotten a subpoena, I felt left out.
If you're one of Musk's buddies, you're getting subpoenas. If you're one of the investors that he brought in, you're getting subpoenas. They've just subpoenaed everybody, trying to make it just more of a pain for everyone.
So
they'll turn to him and go, come on, man, really?
Come on, man, really? My thoughts exactly. For those that don't know, Twitter being absolute at the moment, subpoenaing everybody that's got anything at all to do with Elon Musk. Why? To be a pain in the fucking dick. This is pathetic bullying behavior. It's a waste of everyone's time. One great example, David Sachs. Literally subpoenaed over tweets that are in the public domain. It's bizarre, to say the least. Although it's not actually bizarre if you imagine that Twitter is a butthurt baby just trying to be a little which I personally believe is what's going on. Let's subpoena everybody. Let's piss off Elon's close friends because we can be dicks. This is farcical. This is a tweet from David Sachs. Quote, Twitter is subpoenaing me for tweeting, which in addition to being twisted, shows how petty and vindictive they are. This is just truly stunning. Quote, all documents and communications concerning your statement in a tweet dated April blah blah blah, that, quote, the new Twitter CEO checklist includes, quote, eliminate all bots and fire useless employees. Around 50%, question mark. 2. Your statement in a tweet dated April 25th. That, quote, crazy thought. What if Jack masterminded this whole thing? 3. Your statement in a tweet blah 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 that randomly sampling 100 counts a day is not a serious effort. Some guy with 3 first names responded to this. Pathetic, useless wankers. Sadly, it does not surprise me that Twitter does not understand that subpoenaing users of Twitter for tweeting their thoughts on Twitter about Twitter is not a good look, no matter what perspective you take. I mean, this is juvenile behavior at its finest. It's pathetic, but it certainly speaks to the culture and the mindset of many of the people currently employed at Twitter. Unfortunately, this pathetic, juvenile, bullying behavior, Twitter, it's Twitter, a place to share your thoughts and ideas. Unless we don't agree with them, in which case we'll get butthurt and offended, our sphincters will contract, and we'll just shadow ban you, block you, delete you, fact check you, or subpoena you. Unfortunately, it really is unsurprising after all. This is the same company who mysteriously, out of absolutely nowhere, coincidentally I'm sure, shadow banned my own account when I publicly criticised Twitter and pointed out that about half of their workforce was completely useless. Of course, it's certainly not possible that this struck a nerve with a useless wanker at Twitter who thought, hey, I'm not a useless wanker, f*** this guy, I'm going to shadow ban his account, f*** you. Because after all, Twitter is a place for discussion and debate, for sharing of thoughts, ideas and opinions, to engage in discussion and dialogue, right? Yeah, of course. unless you say something that goes against the one true narrative or offends me, in which case you're shadow banned, blocked, deleted, or cancelled, because that's how we roll.
They're not used to getting subpoenaed.
No.
Now, when they get subpoenaed, what people have to understand is usually about 20 hours of their time, which they regard as being incredibly important, is taken away, and usually tortured by lawyers who do nothing but torture you.
Yes, you speak as somebody who has been subpoenaed.
Many times supposed.
Yeah, that's
Okay, state your name.
something I want.
Jim Cramer. I have I realize that one of your houses, you call it James Cramer. Is that your house? Yes. Can you identify why it's your house? Well, I bought it. Do you have anything? And this is how it goes. When you're deposed, are you taking any medicines? What is that? I object to that. Okay, then we're going to bring a motion in front of a court. We want your list of medicines.
Exactly. So nobody wants to be subpoenaed to have to be deposed or anything like that. So they may turn and say, come on, Elon, can't you?
Right, they don't want to be subpoenaed. It's a terrible thing.
With Tesla up dramatically from its lows, you got more money, you just sold more stock. Maybe you just want to give an offer they can't refuse.
Okay. And now, strangely, maybe a week or two late, the mainstream media seems to have picked up the fact that Tesla has now officially produced their 3 millionth vehicle.
I'm watching Tesla shares here. Elon Musk in a very joyous tweet saying Giga Shanghai had made over 1 million vehicles there, and now 3 million vehicles to date across all factories. A nice milestone, but one that Tesla has to keep improving on if it wants to hit its goals. The company targeting 1.4 to 1.5 million cars this year alone, and the year after likely targeting 2 million cars. This, as competition from GM and Ford is heating up, with those two automakers planning millions of EVs by 2025. So, a lot happening there in that space. Mid-decade and a decade is going to be a huge competition, a battlefield between these brands here.
Yeah, Praj, you mentioned that milestone number, 3 million vehicles that they have produced, paling in comparison, though, to so many of those larger automakers. Toyota, for example, producing over 10 million cars just last year alone. So we know that Tesla has these very lofty goals of increasing production by 50%, but you certainly can see the difference here between Tesla and some of those more traditional automakers.
Indeed, and clearly shaking off the impacts there.
Look at Tesla. We've got something going here. Elon Musk celebrating a milestone for his company. Am I right in saying, I think you know the number, he's built 3 million
Correct.
cars? That's the number?
Yep, 1 million from Shanghai. Impressive because of everything going on with the Chinese economy slowing drastically. And 2 million from Fremont, California. There's another catalyst that's coming for Tesla. It's President Biden signing the Inflation Reduction Act. Because if you look at the Tesla Model Y, best-selling EV in the U.S., the Model 3, second best. Some of both of those models qualify for the federal tax credits. And then if you look at the sales of the Y and 3 this year, 230,000, double the next 10 popular EVs in the U.S. combined.
But remember, the competition is coming.
Okay, that's very good for
There's the
Tesla,
winner.
those tax credits.
And they don't need the tax credits, but they're getting some of them.
She's definitely right. They don't need the tax credits. In fact, no one needs the tax credits. The EV transition is happening. The US government happily pissing away billions of dollars. Oh, and that's before they've actually done the math. It's going to cost far more than they currently think it's going to. Totally unnecessary. I'm not going to say no as a Tesla stock investor. They're going to print billions of dollars of additional profits. So hey, bring it on. But it's a total waste of resources. And despite the counter to reality name of the Inflation Reduction Act, it's certainly not likely to be helpful in terms of reducing inflation. This definitely is the very first time any government anywhere on the planet has ever done anything, especially in terms of spending resources inefficiently or in fact completely moronically though. So hey, we can give them a pass. It's obviously a first. It's never happened before and it'll never happen again. Anyway, hope you guys and girls have enjoyed the video. And lastly, don't forget,
Buy some stock in Tesla.
you didn't see that one coming, did you? You probably did actually. Seriously though, don't forget to join Patreon with the card in the corner or the link at the pinned comment to support the channel and unlock a ton of exclusive content, all kinds of different topics, health, longevity, wellness, psychology, investing, money, you name it. If it's likely to get me cancelled or it's important, I've probably discussed it on Patreon or will in the coming months. You'll also gain instant up-to-date access to my Tesla stock price targets out over the next decade. So, see you over on Patreon. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and a above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.